covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Rain and snow has returned. I'm Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield, and coming up tonight at 6, I'll show you how emergency first responders are getting ready to make sure they can help keep you safe.
And looked at him because I was in such disbelief and just said, did this really just happen?
A bullet whizzes by a woman in the Walmart parking lot in Oroville, and in an Action News Now exclusive, we hear her firsthand account. And happening right now, formulating a plan to merge 4 local rural schools into just 2. The Fall River Joint Unified School District is meeting right now in MacArthur to discuss combining schools across the district. Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo is at the meeting and shows us what triggered this initiative.
At tonight's school board meeting here in MacArthur, the board is going to be discussing the possibility of merging some of the schools within the district. Superintendent of schools here, Morgan Nugent, has told us it's an idea that they've considered in the past, with some of the major concerns being staffing issues. There are 4 schools in the district, 2 high schools, 2 elementary schools in areas of MacArthur, Fall River, Mills, and Boerne. So they will be discussing that at tonight's meeting. I will be covering it and giving a full report on Action News Now at 11. In MacArthur, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
So here you can see here on this map, of course, this is all east of Redding. This is a look at how spread out these schools are and what a commute could look like for some. It's about 16 miles from Boerne to Fall River Mills. You still have time to head out to this meeting if you live in that area. It's at Soldier Mountain High School in MacArthur. All right, well, let's talk about the weather now. And Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon is here in the Storm Tracker Weather Center for our team coverage. Also, Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield is live in Redding with how first responders are braving the rain. But first, let's talk with Howie. So what can we expect this evening, Howie?
Everything I'm looking at, it kind of looks like things are weakening from the radar standpoint. And we started off with the mountains really blocking out and shielding a good portion of the valley. The higher elevations, they're going to get that rain. Everything gets forced up the higher elevations, and thus we get more rain and snow in those higher elevations. Valley looking to stay on the drier side. We're still going to go with a 15-20% chance of some showers overnight with some breezy conditions as well. But remember that winter weather advisory. So we are seeing snow up in those higher elevations. That moisture gets forced up higher, and we see the snow. But winds, again, I said we had some gusts of 42, 43 miles per hour out of the southeast. So in my opinion, because we've had some rain this week, I think the wind has been the biggest disruptor. Now, temperature-wise, okay, not too bad, but keep us a little cooler. They're just not going to fluctuate too much with all the moisture in the air. So we are looking at, again, a winter weather advisory in place until Friday, and we might get a little break in the showers overnight, but they'll resume again when we move through the day on Thursday.
All right, thanks, Howie. Now with Blake Mayfield in Redding. Blake, has this weather today kept first responders busy?
Alan, agencies like CAL FIRE and PG&E say that today wasn't anything out of the ordinary for them. And they do say that most of today's calls were weather related. PG&E says on stormy days, they typically receive calls for things like trees downing power lines or knocking out power to customers. CAL FIRE says as first responders, they show up to things like car crashes or weather-related issues to help assist with recovery efforts. But it's not just emergencies triggered by the rain. PG&E says during the fall, they typically have to put a hold on certain projects like undergrounding power lines. CAL FIRE says if you want to keep water out of your home, it's best to clean your gutters to give the water an exit route.
We advocate for people to clear their gutters in the summer to prevent an ember from igniting the dry fuels in there. And in the winter, if they clear them, it'll allow the water to flow freely and prevent the damage to the structure, which will increase the life of the structure in their home.
We get ready for storm season year-round by maintaining and inspecting our system. And during the storm season, our crews are ready to respond.
And let me tell you folks how it's been out here for me today, all right? This is what it's like sometimes in the life of a news reporter. Because of the rain, I now have a new hairstyle, as you guys saw, that I don't know yet if I'm too proud of it, to be honest. My feet are soaked, my jacket is soaked. I've had to protect my camera with a jacket all day long, which has been interesting. I've had an umbrella. It's been a mess. I'm glad no one has been watching me throughout the process today, though I'm sure if they did, they got some comic relief. Of course, I love my job as a journalist, delivering you guys the news, just taking you behind the scenes of what it's like when we're out here reporting in the rain for you guys. Reporting live in Reading, I'm Blake Mayfield, Action News Now.
All right, thank you, Blake. CAL FIRE says if you need sandbags or piles of sand to help protect your home from potential flooding, and none is forecast right now, but if you do need those in the future, you can get for them free of charge at CAL FIRE's locations around the county. New details now. We now know the body found in the area of America's Best Value Inn and the Cottonwood Estates in Oroville this morning is that of a 23-year-old man. Oroville police say there are no immediate signs of foul play. His name is being withheld until family members are notified. Now, new developments in the fire victim trust disbursement dilemma. We told you Friday that Camp Fire survivors who are represented by Watts Guerrera LLP are seeing delayed pro rata payments even though the trust distributed them on October 24th. This is due to the firm using a middleman agency called Archer Systems to distribute the payments. Last week, attorney Michael Watts told Action News Now that clients could expect the payments by Thanksgiving. But Archer Systems says that's not the case. Archer said it's still working on fraud and lien searches, quote, to ensure the integrity of the payment process. Archer says disbursements won't begin until December 4th. And we did check back with the law firm, which is now walking back its timeline statement. Now, Watts said he will be checking back with Archer for the latest information, but did not explain why he believed that payments were already on the way. In an Action News Now exclusive, anchor Haley Watts spoke with a woman who says that she was there Monday the moment shots were fired at the Oroville Walmart. We were at the scene as well Monday afternoon, about an hour after police say a 16-year-old fired a gun from a car, literally, or I should say nearly, hitting a man who was not injured there in the Walmart parking lot. Cindy Schofield was walking to her car just yards away when it all unfolded.
And it didn't seem like he knew the people.
Yeah, he did seem stunned. And then he just kind of wandered off. And at that point, I had no idea. Somebody else pulled in, was making comments about the situation that had just happened. So my attention was turned to that.
Do you feel like this is just bad luck, totally isolated, random experience? Or does this feel like something that's kind of making you feel unsafe in your community?
I mean, it's shocking that it happened in broad daylight at a very public place. Mm. So that surprises me. I mean, crime has definitely increased in Oroville.
As we told you yesterday, Oroville police have arrested a 16-year-old suspect, as well as a woman named Teresa Alexander, accused of being an accessory. President-elect Donald Trump will begin his time in office with a united government meeting, with a united government, I should say. Now, that means that Republicans will have control over the House, the Senate, and the executive branch. The last time this happened was in 2021 when Democrats gained control of all three. This means the president-elect will have an easier time carrying out his campaign promises like sweeping tax cuts, hardline immigration enforcement, and a transformation of domestic and foreign policy. At the local level in Shasta County, they still have a long way to go in election count. Clerk and Registrar of Voters Tom Toller says as of last night, there are still roughly 39,000 vote-by-mail ballots that need to be processed, as well as more than 1,700 provisional ballots, which means overall there are over 42,000 unprocessed ballots in Shasta County. One of the top races in Shasta County remains the seat for the county supervisor, District 3. Incumbent Mary Rickert is trailing challenger Corky Harmon by more than 1,000 votes. Harmon is currently in the lead with 4,850 votes. Rickert has represented District 3 since 2017. Pleasant Valley High School student athletes had their dreams come true today, signing with their future universities. Action News Now reporter Sade Poulin joins us live from Pleasant Valley in Chico. Where did the students decide to commit to go to, Sade?
Yes, Alan. So these students are going all over, but some are even headed out of state. There's Riley Gilead, who signed with Santa Clara University for beach volleyball. Alyssa Snipes signed with San Diego State University for softball. Isabella Morlock signed with Chico State for golf. And Madeline Swim signed with Culver Stockton College in Missouri to play on their softball team. These students tell me that they are so excited for their future. Their coaches, along with their friends and families, were in attendance to give support. All of the students tell me that they couldn't have made it this far without their families. So what is the thing you're most proud about to coming to this moment today?
Just how far I've come, like thinking that I couldn't do it, but like realizing that, oh, I can do it.
Great.
I plan to pursue the medical fields, preferably neurology.
Morlock tells me that when she attends Chico State, she will major in microbiology to be a brain surgeon. She said over the years, her father has experienced some health conditions, and she was inspired to pursue the medical field after seeing how resilient he has been. Now, two of the softball players who have signed today, Snipes and Swim, tell me that they've been close since freshman year on the softball team, and they tell me that they're so close to be ending their senior year together, going to successful colleges. Reporting live in Chico, I'm Sade Poulin with Action News Now.
Boy, what a great story. Thanks, Sade. The next round of PV student athletes will sign to their dream schools December 4th. Another victim of a deadly boat wreck is retrieved. What we're learning in 2 minutes. But first, as libraries across our area face budget cuts, the city of Corning commits hundreds of thousands of dollars to a library remodel. We're following that next.